If you are not happy with your electric bill right now, get ready to pay even more.
Yeah, Eversource wants an 11% increase. And while it may be the first formal rate hike request in almost a decade, another request has caused pushback.
And your chief political reporter, Susan Rath, live at Eversource headquarters right now in Berlin. Susan.
Stephanie, Eversource has gotten adjustments over the years, but this, as you mentioned, would be their first formal rate hike request in 9 years, and they're expected to make that request in the coming days. They also want thousands of documents to be confidential.
We should be aware of what's going on.
Victor Ortiz says if Eversource wants customers to pay more, then people should have all the details. Eversource is about to ask for an 11% increase, and they want 300,000 documents to be confidential. The Connecticut Consumer Council says state regulators should deny the request to keep those documents private.
When a rate case is filed, the utility has the burden of proof, and that includes producing documents and making them publicly available.
Claire Coleman says the increase could affect more than 3 million Connecticut customers, and they deserve to see the underlying basis for the rate increase. Attorney General Tong strongly agrees. He says Eversource wants hundreds of millions of dollars more from ratepayers, but they don't want you to see what you are paying for. That's not how this works. We're going to comb through every page of their application. Eversource tells us there's a reason. They say the pages we're asking to keep confidential include competitively sensitive pricing and information on critical energy infrastructure, which is allowed under the law. They also say redacting those documents could cost $800,000, which customers could end up paying. Lindsay Griffin from the nonprofit advocacy group Vote Solar says it's not unusual for some documents to be confidential because of trade secrets, but not to this volume.
It reduces the ability for people such as myself and other organizations to even attempt to analyze this rate case filing or attempt to even be involved. It's sending this message that we don't know what we don't know.
Now, PURA, the state's regulatory authority, is expected to release in the next coming days whether or not this request for confidentiality on all those documents should be allowed. As for Eversource, they plan to file their request for a rate hike in mid-July. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live in Berlin tonight.